Hello YouTube and vinyl community, Frank here aka Mr. 666 Calls, and this video is called Greetings from Australia. Yes, Australia. Last week when I got home from a hard day of work, I had a notice to go pick up a package, and to my surprise was a package from Bigstar1000. We had established a record exchange. I would send him some French, Canadian prog and folk, and he would send me some Australian music. And yes, for the first time in my life I felt like a little boy on Christmas Eve opening a present in the month of June, almost halfway through June. And the best Christmas present, not being Christmas, that I ever got. It's like, always get, like I have a boring family, I always get money, clothes that don't fit me, that I'll give away to someone else, a friend or whatever on Christmas. And like people don't know my taste, so I never get records, So without further ado, I'll show you what I got in the package. And yes, I do smell my records when I open them. And when I opened that box, the smell of Australia just, like came into my nostrils, and yes, I loved it. I got a high on it, So without further ado, I'll show you what was inside the package. First off, this is a nice letter from Fred. Like a little introduction describing all the records that were in the package. Actually got 6 records, and every single one of them is just so amazing. All in their different, like styles of music, but they're just amazing. It's like there's not a bad one in there. And this is written actually on the paper bag that he brought the records home with, so this is a keeper. And there was from their record store day there in Australia, a map of digging Melbourne. It's all the record stores in Melbourne, Australia, in the region of Melbourne. So this is like, wow, I'm so jealous of how many stores they have. And I thought we had quite a few here in Montreal, but not as much as in the Melbourne region. And there's actually a note also that I forget to mention. This is actually where I got most of my records at Dixon's Recycled, so it's like really cool to know that. And there was like a newspaper clipping of one of the records that I actually got in the package, and this is what you are listening to. It's the band called The Flowers, and their LP, it's called Icehouse. They actually adopted the name Icehouse afterwards. Every time I listen to this record, actually the first song, Icehouse, I get chills down my spine. It's like, it's like I want that played at my funeral, it's like, this is amazing. And without further ado, here we go. This is Ed Krupper, Room of the Magnificent. Some neo post-punk, and it's like amazing. It's like there's no other words to describe it. And Fred actually did an obscure classic, and like when I saw that obscure classic, I actually made a list of all his obscure classics, and I tried to get all of them. And this is one of the records that I almost had scratched out, because I said to myself, I'll never probably find a copy of that. And I think, like he could have read my mind, and like I got it in the package. How surprised was I? Like I was like speechless. So this sounds amazing. This is the inner sleeve, and it's released on Hoot Records. Like I said earlier, this is Flowers and Icehouse. This was released 30 years ago, and it doesn't sound dated at all. It's like, wow. And like I'm not an expert on Australian music. They say this is one of the best records to ever come out of Australia, and I totally agree. This is amazing. This is the church, the Blurred Crusade. This is another very important band from Australia. This sounds great also. This is the record which was released on Parlophone, subsidiary of EMI Records. Now to some psych garage rock, the Lime Spiders, The Cave Comes Alive. This is some beautiful psych garage rock. I just love it. I spinned it twice when I heard it for the first time. It's a beautiful gatefold, and in the notes, you know, like Fred says, that is a record that's actually very hard to find in any condition, so I'm really psyched about that I actually got it. It was released on Virgin Records. This is the record, and this is the Australian clone of Blondie, The Numbers, self-titled, The Numbers, released on Deluxe Records. This sounds great, you know, some nice power pop music. And last but not least, the Hummingbirds, Love Buzz. This is the back sleeve and the inner sleeve. Some neo post-punk. Like Fred, I can't thank you enough. I can't wait for you also to get your package. There's quite a few records. There's a brand new one also, some indie rock from Montreal, a few new noise magazines, the 2 first issues that I got for you, and a few newspapers, you know, like local stuff, you know, newspapers about the music industry here in Canada. So I can't wait for you to get your package. Thank you very much. I'm actually preparing like a second package slowly when I find some other stuff that I think that you might enjoy. So Fred, thank you again. Whenever you come to Canada, I have to see you, you know, like you have to do, you know, like we have to get together. I can't wait to see you face to face. Thank you very much. I hope to do some exchange with other people in the vinyl community. I know the Grecian Thunder actually is gonna do some picks. I want to be part of that, and you know, like get in touch with some other people and like just send some local music stuff that we'll never be able to get. You know, it's like this is a great experience, and making a lot of friends on the vinyl community, and it's like amazing. It's just fun, you know. It's like having a good time, guys. Fred, again, thank you very much. Really psyched about all of them, and yes, smells good. So guys, see you soon. Take care. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave comments. Thanks.